John here from No Joke NHL and breaking down the Washington-Boston series in the Eastern Conference, the 2 versus the 7. And this is an interesting series. Of course, Boston, the defending Stanley Cup champions, had one of the better first halves of the season, extremely dominant in the first half. But then all of a sudden they hit a wall, had some injuries, but that really wasn't the main issue. I'm not sure what happened to them. But what I do when I break down playoff runs is I tend to look back the final 40 games of the season. That's not that I discount the first part of the season. That's important as well. But I really want to see how teams either came to be playoff teams or whether teams like clung to early successes and made it in. And Boston certainly qualifies under that. Even though they achieved the number 2 seed, they certainly kind of drifted aimlessly into the playoffs, riding that hot first half streak. So when I look at the last 40 for Boston, they come in at 20-20 for the last 40. And when I look at the Capitals, they come in 19-21. So we're looking at two teams relatively, with the same record there. When we break it down, moving closer towards the end of the season, the last 30 for the Caps, 15-15. Last 30 for Boston, 16-14. Last 20 for both teams, 11-9, so pretty even there. Boston finished out the season 7-3, Caps 6-4. The one thing though that does stand out a little bit is Capitals were underdogs 20 times out of their last 40 games, whereas the Boston Bruins were only underdogs 8 times. So Boston, playing as a favorite, only went 15-17 in that last 40. As a favorite and with only 7 puck line covers. So definitely not in my opinion the Boston team that won the championship last year. Certainly not the Boston team that stormed the whole month of November, almost sweeping it entirely. And the Capitals still loaded with talent. Now they've been a team lost all year long, never been able to get a beat on them, and their final 20 games, like I said, right at 20-20, they were 10-10 as a favorite and 9-11 as an underdog, with only 4 puck line covers for the Capitals. So I would definitely keep your puck line shoes on the sidelines for this one, because I don't see many big covers here, or if they are, they're certainly not predictable. Going with the way these two teams play. But the thing that it's going to take me, Boston here, all that being said, with these even statistics, Boston here is a 220 favorite to win this first round. And basically I'm looking at about 30 or 40 cents of that is because they're the defending Stanley Cup champions. I'm looking at about 20 cents or so, 25 cents of that line is the Capitals, up and down some more season that they've had. So I really think this series is a lot closer, and there's a tremendous value here on the Capitals at plus 180 in this first round. I see this being competitive, and in a way, I kind of look at this as a make-or-break year for the Capitals. I know people have been saying that for the last 3 or 4 years, and they've been finishing with the President Trophy or number 1 seed in the East. And with all that pressure, what are you going to do for me? They haven't been able to produce. So now they're pretty much being swept under the rug in this first round, and I'm kind of thinking that may be a nice frame of mind to be in for them. And all they have to do is just go out and play. Like I said, they're loaded with talent. They brought some people back with injury, so they're pretty much intact with health. And so are the Bruins. One wild card factor: Braden Holtby is going to be the starting goaltender here for the Capitals. Some people may consider him a third-string goalie. However, this guy was probably going to be, the backup for sure, if not number 1. But then they went and signed Vukun in the offseason. Of course, he's out with a groin injury, and I really don't see him making it back. Haven't heard an update on Neuver as well. So this is Braden Holtby's series to win or lose. And, of course, compared to Tim Thomas, you're going to have to give the edge to Thomas there. But I think Holtby is solid enough that to be able to keep these games competitive. And I look for the Capitals to make this a series. So, not a lock, but then again, when you're getting plus 180, when are they locks? But I think all the value is definitely on the Capitals here in this series, and that's the way I'm going to go. So I'm going to play them in the series for plus 180, and I'm also going to be looking to play them probably in game one tomorrow night at plus 165 or so, maybe even higher if people jump on the Boston bandwagon. But I'm going to make those moves there and just try to cash on them. It's going to be hard for me to predict, if they're going to upset the series or whatever. And plus 180 is a valid return there. So that's the plan of attack. And I will be back with more. Follow me at No Joke NHL and tell your friends. Thanks.